don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean and mean. He's fat and funky. I saw him with his shirt off the other day. He's fat. I thought, did you start training already?
Buster Douglas was fat, am I right?
I know, but you're no Buster Douglas.
I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should have been lean and me. He's fat and funky. I saw him with his shirt off over that. He's fat. I thought, did you start training already? Buster Douglas was fat, I know. But you're no Buster Douglas. Mike Tyson has exploded at a press conference after Jake Paul disrespected him ahead of their fight. Meanwhile, Len Lewis is certain that Mike Tyson can cause problems for Jake Paul in their impending bout. There are worries that Tyson might be stepping into a lopsided bout, especially after Paul's knockout of his replacement, Mike Perry, in the 6th round. Tyson, who hung up his gloves in 2005, hasn't been in the ring since a tepid draw against Roy Jones Jr. in 2020. However, Lewis, a former adversary of Tyson, contends that Tyson's wealth of experience could turn the tide in his favor. In May, when questioned about his worries regarding the safety of the two fighters, Lewis told The Guardian, "My main concern is for Jake Paul. Tyson still has the punch, as evidenced by the way he hits the bag. If Jake Paul catches one of those punches, it's going to leave a mark. I'm aware that Jake Paul is keen to avoid getting hit." Lewis further added, Tyson comes forward, and he knows how to cut off the ring. It could be a matter of time. As how good is Jake Paul's defense? I saw Mike a couple of weeks ago, and he looked good. He was walking around without a shirt and showing off his body, so he's getting ready. Speaking after Tyson had to pull out of the original date, Paul said, "I do value Mike's health, love that guy, so much respect for him, and I want Mike to be healthy. He still says he's going to knock me out, and I bought myself some time, so Mike is still talking over there." And after beating Perry, he said, "Mike Tyson, your next big boy." Signed the contract November 15th on Netflix. I'm excited for that one. I'm going to go home and prepare for that one. It's happening November 15th. Mike Tyson is training. He's back looking crazier than ever. Jake expressed his confidence about his upcoming fight with Tyson, stating that he was determined to secure another knockout and prove his critics wrong once again. He acknowledged that many had called him foolish for taking the fight and saw it as a risk, but emphasized that taking big risks was why he was in the sport. Jake conveyed his respect for Mike, calling him a legend and one of the two most famous boxers to ever live alongside Muhammad Ali. He said it was an honor to step into the ring with him, but also made it clear that he intended to take Mike's throne. However, it appears that Tyson has other plans. He's not going to win. He can even knock out Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is 40 pounds. How he's going to knock me out? What's the other guy, Anderson Silva? He think they knocked those little guys. How are you going to knock me out? Who did he knock out? Whom did he knock out? Little children. He didn't knock out. Never knocked out a real man. Come on. I can't even get mad at this guy because everybody know this guy's talking out of his ass and stealing money. I'm up here. You're stealing money, fighting, and well, just come to the front and you'll see. Listen. I started Jake off and I'ma finish him. Nate Diaz is one of the many M&A of fighters to have taken on Jake Paul inside the boxing ring. Diaz, a celebrated figure from UFC's golden era, stepped into the boxing ring for the first time outside the octagon to face the YouTuber turned boxer. The bout, which took place in August 2023 at cruiserweight, saw Diaz endure the full 10 rounds. Despite his resilience, he was ultimately defeated by a unanimous decision. After being knocked down in the 5th round, the fighter from Stockton claimed it was the easiest fight of his life and feels he should have prevailed. He added, "That was the biggest I've ever been and the laziest I've ever been." He's not very scary, so it was hard to give up out. I still think I won the fight. I think I lost 2 rounds in the whole fight. Diaz further said he was my biggest option at the time, and it was like a training day. It was the easiest fight of my life. If you think about it, it was the biggest I've ever been and the longest I've ever fought. I think that was the easiest fight I've ever had. Every fight is hard. I don't care if you're fighting Joe Blow, but that was the easiest. The 10-1 boxer whose sole defeat was to Tommy Fury was set to go up against the legendary Mike Tyson on July 20th. However, Tyson's bout was delayed due to a flare-up of an ulcer, forcing the 58-year-old to push back the fight. At the time, the former undisputed heavyweight champion commented, "I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, I have been advised by my doctor to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover. My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon." The bout has been pushed to the year's end, And when Fight Hype inquired about the clash, Diaz was unwavering in his belief that Iron's Mike would emerge victorious. He said, "I like it, I think it's cool. I think Mike Tyson," all the way in a conversation with Boyle Sports about the incident. Ex-cruiserweight world champion Tony Bellew expressed that he would be deeply affected if the former undisputed heavyweight champion were to come to any harm. He said, "Mike is probably getting between $20 million to $50 million for this fight. I'm not going to lie, I'd do it. Everyone has got a price. But if Jake Paul hurts Mike Tyson, it would absolutely kill me. If he hurt Mike Tyson and I then run into Jake Paul, I'd chin him quite happily. I would even spend a couple weeks in the big house for that." Bell further added, "It's a sad, sad day. It's not a professional contest, really, because only women fight 2-minute rounds. Men do not fight 2 minutes. But Jake Paul is so headed that he wants it to go on Mike Tyson's record. Hopefully, Mike chins him and puts him to sleep in 6 or 7 seconds. Anthony Taylor, once a sparring partner of Jake Paul, has dubbed Mike Tyson a lamb to the slaughter, as the highly anticipated and controversial boxing match between the two draws nearer. Paul, who recently impressed by knocking out Mike Perry, used to spar with Taylor. In addition, the 35-year-old has now issued a warning to Tyson, stating he will have difficulty facing Paul in just over 3 months. Speaking to Instant Casino, Taylor said Mike Tyson needs to take a leaf out of Fissy's book and pull out of his fight against Jake Paul. I've worked with Jake behind the scenes, and trust me, you haven't seen what he's capable of. Tyson is a lamb to a slaughter. I worry about a concussive ending. Because Jake is a real fighter now. Many influential people in the boxing community have pushed Tyson and Paul to end their match. The fight is still scheduled to continue, so neither man is paying attention to the sounds coming from outside. Tyson will have a tiny advantage because there will be 2-minute rounds instead of the customary 3. His last fight, which was an exhibition, was drawn against Roy Jones Jr. in 2020. Taylor further added, "I've known him for 5 years, and he's developed into a real fighter. When Tyson tires, Jake will make Tyson pay. Jake's cardio is next level. Did you ever see Homer Simpson be his time soak up a bit of punishment and then knock over his exhausted opponent? Well, Mike's 58, and he's going to get tired real quick." In the meantime, after Paul's recent victory over Perry, the 27-year-old made fun of Alex Pereira, a UFC fighter. This sparked talk that Paul might fight Pereira. However, UFC President Dana White has since stated in an interview with TNT Reports that he does not see it occurring. White mentioned that he hadn't spoken to Perry in a long time and was unaware that Jake Paul was fighting. He explained that he was on vacation in Italy and had no idea about the event. White found the stories being written about the situation to be ridiculous. He admitted that he stopped paying attention to Jake Paul after Paul lost to Tommy Fury, noting that when Paul fought someone his age who actually boxed, he lost. White clarified that he wasn't hating on Paul, but simply didn't think about him anymore. He further added, "It doesn't even cross my mind. I have no beef with him. They're trying to get me assassinated. Nobody's trying to get you assassinated, especially listen. I respect Perry, smaller, older. I mean, it's the same blueprint that they're fighting older, smaller guys, that it's just, I literally don't even think about him anymore. It's all rubbish." On August 18, 2024, New York City will host a thrilling encounter as Mike Tyson and Jake Paul make their grand return. This highly anticipated press conference will be moderated by Ryan Clark from ESPN in the Pivot and will take place at the Javits Center during the day of Fanatics Fest. Get ready for a knockout event with these two powerhouse personalities. When we launched Fanatics Fest earlier this year, our vision was to create a platform where sports legends and cultural icons could connect with fans in unprecedented ways. Fanatics CEO Michael Rubin said he added hosting the Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson press conference at Fanatics Fest NYC is a testament to that vision. This event embodies the energy, excitement, and passion that we aim to bring to every Fanatics Fest experience. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are gearing up for their much-anticipated clash on Friday, November 15th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. This event marks Netflix's debut in the world of major boxing, with the Tyson-Paul fight headlining an exciting card that also includes a monumental rematch between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, as well as a bout featuring Nurag Goyet against Werson Nunes. Paul stated that after facing Mike Perry as an appetizer, he was ready for the main event on Friday, November 15th. He expressed that fighting the biggest and toughest